Okay, so kind of going through the setup here, you got the Acme thread, and that's a whole lot better than the all thread that came with it, because that's about a grade 5 all thread, and we've noticed that this Acme thread actually takes the bending that you'll see here in a few minutes in between here much better. And we also noticed that these little bolts in here that came with this setup, they're just fine. We haven't had any problems with them bending, so we're not going to redesign these any. And essentially I'm just going to go ahead and get this set up for the other side and show you that. Okay guys, so focus. Oh goodness. Alright guys, so as you can see here, whenever we set one up, we just go ahead and put the bolts in, and we put the pipes in. And I start from one side, I put one nut on. I just go ahead and bring it all in. Kind of adjust this nut just a little bit. And just bring it on in there like that. And I'll go ahead and throw this nut on the other end. And essentially, now we'll start tightening it up. And I'll bring you guys back once I get a little bit of tightness on this. So, be back. Alright everybody, so I went ahead and just completed it real quick, but I'll run you guys through what I did. So I went ahead and tightened them up, and I ended up removing one link with my plasma cutter over here. And one other thing I had to do was to get everything to fit. It may not look like it right now, but you can see right in there, I had to take my plasma cutter, because you see the link is way over here, offset, versus where it normally is, which is usually right in the middle of the bar. Turns out the one that we were working with, it actually was right to the edge. So I had to do a little bit of a finagling with that one, but I took a little bit more than I needed. I don't think it'll affect anything. But now we got more than enough clearance whenever that quarter turn link comes around. You can kind of see this one a little bit better. You see it had a lot more clearance because it was actually properly placed. You can definitely see it here versus here where we were having it actually come over it. So overall, pretty good system. Cheap enough. I think Dad paid $1,400 for this set of tracks, so definitely, come on, focus, whatever. But anyways, overall, pretty good set of tracks. Definitely happy with how it turned out, and I'll give some more updates on how they're doing. So one other thing we wanted to bring up was you can kind of see the slight little bow in the set of tracks, but you can definitely tell that there is no slack in between these front ones. Same over here. You can tell that we have just a little bit of bow. So if you're kind of wondering what tension you should be setting these at, this is about right. They're not exactly the same, and that's largely because we feel like the wheels didn't wear exactly the same. This was not in here whenever we tested. Also, make sure whenever you're going through it that you get all the rocks out of it. This one was done first, so I had all the rocks removed from it, and then I had to move it to be able to get to this one over here. As you can tell, I sat there, I shook it, and what you can do whenever they're loose, you can't do it right now, but whenever they're loose, you can sit there and grab a hold of it and shake them, get all the rocks loose. Unless, I guess, of course, you're working on asphalt, then you don't have to worry about that. But other than that, pretty good. One other thing I did think about, you can kind of feel some tension on this whenever you pick it up and you drop it. That's whenever you know you're going to always have a little bit of tension in that top. This side, you don't have quite as much, but you still have some tension in it. So there is, the sides are always pulling down just a little bit. The other side's much better, but the problem with this one was we weren't able to quite get that extra little bit. So we're hoping that whenever we get new tires, we're going to have to do a little bit more adjustment. But for now, this is a lot better than where we were at. So keep you updated. Here's a video of the tracks working.